Hey guys, Lizardlea here for 4 Heavenly Beasts, day 37. So, I finished the last page on day 36 and I ironed it and put it into here, so there isn't really... I'm not going to take it out just to show you the progress of the previous days. You saw it. Also, this next page is pretty short. It's a lot smaller than the previous pages, so it should go pretty quickly, hopefully. Yeah. I'm almost done with the first row of pages. I'm so excited. I have my follow-up appointment for my dental surgery in 2 days, so here's hoping that goes well. I mentioned I was allergic to amoxicillin, right? Yeah, that was fun. I don't think I have spots anymore, so that's nice. I'm a normal human again. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go cross stitch now. All right, my handsome man is here, nomming on popcorn, you know, being his usual loud self while we're doing narration because he hates me.
Everything she just said is lies.
No, it's the truth. We got back safely from Hawaii. I was super happy with the majority of that trip. I'm not going to discuss the part I was unhappy with because DJ knows and I cried about it, and we're past this now. Anyways, so it was great. I was very happy. Almost everywhere we went, especially like for food, they required the vaccine cards and an ID. And they didn't just go like, oh, you have them, you're good. They would look at it and make sure the names matched and everything. It was great. And I think everywhere indoors required a mask at all times.
Yes.
Like, I don't think there was a single place we went to where there weren't people with masks on unless they were eating. Like, it was way less lax than Nevada, and it made me very happy. Both of us feel great. Wow, really, honey? Really?
Sorry,
You're doing this again?
I love you.
You do this all the time. You always do this to me. Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you.
Yeah, you do. I don't remember what I was saying.
You were talking about the COVID stuff, and
They take it very seriously in Hawaii, and I really appreciated that. Made me very happy. It was beautiful. My hair was not staticky a single day that we were there, so I hate being back here and having my hair be very staticky all the time. The first day was really, really humid. The rest of the days were perfect. Like, I can see why people want to retire there. I know I've been there before, but I only vaguely remembered the weather, and mostly it was like, I got sunburnt on like our second day there, so I was miserable. I didn't get sunburnt at all on this most recent trip. And neither did DJ.
we just drowned you in sunblock.
It was great. Do we have anything else to discuss about Hawaii in particular?
It was pretty. We walked everywhere. The food was good.
We ate way too much.
The zoo was nice.
The zoo was really nice. We were in Waikiki, so
Yes.
yeah.
Would recommend.
Okay, now we can discuss shows. What did you want to talk about? Dota?
We could do the Dota anime first, yeah.
Yeah. We have now seen both seasons of the Dota show on Netflix. A+ would recommend.
Yeah.
However, my two favorite characters are dead now, so
that was nice.
you know, staying on track over here in Liztown.
See, she likes it when they die.
No, she doesn't. She really doesn't.
So yeah, that was a thing. Basically, Season 2 takes off from where Season 1 left off, which was drama and nonsense.
What was it? So Selemene was no longer the goddess or whatever?
Yeah, she was no longer a god. Terrorblades killed a lot of dragons. And things are going sideways. Everyone thinks everyone else is dead. And the season was interesting because it's very weird. Like, it feels like a plot that I would swear was written for something else, and then they just put Dota characters in it, given how little it actually relates to, like, established Dota lore. There's moments, but it's very light. And it doesn't really matter, you know, like, you're allowed to do that, and in fact, it's probably better for it, rather than trying to, like, shoehorn in every little event that ever occurred in a, like, one-paragraph bio about a game that was written 10 decades ago, or even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But, it just, it still feels weird that, like, you know, oh, here's two characters that are sisters and that hate each other. They have, like, 2 lines that even remind you that they're sisters. Like, there is no sisterly involvement shown, even in the flashbacks of this other character, which are a big portion of the story. Like,
I mean, they never met on the show
Yeah.
during the scenes that we saw them, because they were having a fight and they were upset with one another. Of course they weren't
but
talking.
even in the flashbacks to when she was a child, you never saw her sister. You would not know, watching those flashbacks, that she ever had a sister.
I mean, were they hanging out together when they were sisters?
Who
I have
knows?
to say,
Apparently
my sister
not.
and I were not friends when I was that age.
Yeah, but the point is, like, she's literally like an orphan of some sort, and yet you never see her sister at, like, she killed her parents because she burnt down the house. Like,
Wait, does that mean they were adopted by the same person? They're not
We don't
actually
know.
blood-related sisters?
they
Oh.
don't mention it. That's the thing. Is like,
See, and I didn't care, and she's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
but it's still very weird, given that if you told me they were going to use those two characters, I would have said, oh yeah, they're probably going to have them bickering or sniping at each other, because that's, like, what they're known for. But instead, you get, like, one line from each about sniping at the other one, and then they otherwise completely ignore that they
that
have
they're
any
sisters.
siblingship. And it's just weird, because, like, again, if you said, like, oh, what are the 2 traits you know about these characters, you'd be like, oh yeah, they're sisters, but they actually hate each other, because they're all, you know, one's fire and one's ice. Like, it's a dumb joke, but there's the joke, you know, and they don't go there at all. And it's just weird. Like, I'm not complaining necessarily, but it was very an odd choice. So yeah, the short answer is stuff happens. I could give a synopsis, but it's all nonsense anyways if you don't know anything about this stuff or haven't watched the first season. Things go from bad to worse to better to worse to worse. I'd say that's pretty accurate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We meet Winter Wyvern, who is a hero, and I know her. She's a dragon. She's awesome. And then she had a human form, which is really pretty and really cool. And, like, she wrote poetry and was just overall just lovely. So exciting for me. Like, yes, this is a dragon that I can love. Yes. So you can guess what happened to her.
Yeah.
Don't get attached, you guys. Just don't get attached. That's how it goes. I'm not bitter.
Not at all.
Nope.
She took it well.
I cried. Like, they got me to ship her with Bram so hard, because, like, it was such a joke at first, and then it was just like, no, wait, this could be adorable. I could get behind this. And, like, even he was just like, wait, we're engaged now? What? No. And then when he realized, like, she was joking and she has a hard time with human humor, he was like, oh. Like, even he was kind of upset about it, because he'd, you know, gotten to know her, and he was like, yeah, she's great. And she could turn into a dragon. And then she died defending him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry again. And it was a bad death, too. It wasn't like a quick, painless one. It was bad.
She's crying again, in case you can't tell.
Shut up.
So, yeah. It's fun. It's well written. It was cool. It's
So, like,
weird.
I've never played the game. I'd still recommend it. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Which do you like more, this or Arcane?
It's hard to say, because they both have weaknesses. Like, obviously, Arcane's beautiful. Like, there's no question of that. I do
I mean,
like
I thought Dota was beautiful, too.
it invokes
Yeah,
a little
not
bit of,
as
like,
beautiful,
a
but
Last
still.
Airbender style, which is kind of nice. But, like, Arcane is one-of-a-kind style.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take that away from it. But either way, for me, it's like, I don't rate things on how good they look. It's either good enough or not good enough.
Yeah.
And both are good enough. So it's weird, because on the one hand, my main complaint with both of them is that they keep taking all the boring characters.
Wow.
Well, like-
Winter Wyvern would like a word with you?
She's literally the most interesting character of the cast that they've shown. Because she's the only one, like, in the sense that, like, coming from the game, there's a lot of really crazy characters. There's people who are bug people. There's
Yeah, and they're
crazy-
focusing on the humanoids.
Yeah, the humanoid, normal, everyday people. Like, oh, they're the sisters that fight each other and have fire and ice powers. Like, there's, half centaur people. There's
I love Podum.
giant
and I love her
angry
kitty,
bear people.
and she's fun.
There's crazy angry porcupine people. Like, there's all these there's Meepo, who in and of himself...
He's creepy looking.
Yeah, and is weird and funny, and it's a little disappointing to just see such a basic fantasy story. They're still doing it well, but about the most basic stuff, when they could really... They've got so much else they can play with, like Night Stalker and all the... Enigma and all these other crazy creatures, all the demons, Shadow Demon and Doom and whatnot. And they've gotten kind of the most tame characters to mess with. And Arcane has done the same. None of their really cool or wacky or crazy designs or characters or plots are being touched on. Now, on the one hand, I get that you can't just go swinging for the fences with something like this because you need your crowd and nobody wants to take the risk. But it's hard for me to say which one's better because they're both kind of weak in the same areas and strong in the same areas.
You know what hero I want? Io.
Exactly.
I'm very intrigued to see what they would do with that.
Exactly.
He's just a glowing ball.
He's a floating, glowing ball. Yeah.
Let's go.
And I would be curious to see how they'd handle that.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I want him.
Yeah. And so...
I mean, we saw Tidehunter in the background.
I think I like the Dota plot a little bit more for being more out there. While the Arcane plot is better executed, it's a more traditional plot. It's a very high level of execution on a very traditional story, whereas the Dota plot is...
Hey, this guy can turn into a dragon.
It's done some really unique things with the premise it's got. It's still got some very traditional stuff, but like the Invoker Mene thing is, I think, the most interesting part of this.
I do really like what they've done with Invoker.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he's not quite evil, but he is not a necessarily good guy.
He's definitely not a good guy. Yeah, no, a lot of people have died so he can get revenge.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't say that he is like the evil ultimate bad guy of the show. Would you? I feel like that's totally Terrorblade.
I don't think there is one. Like, I think that's kind of the point.
Well, I mean, okay, if you're gonna make it, like, this is the most evil of the evil bad guys, and this is the most good of the good guys, I feel like Terrorblade would be at the far end.
Yeah, because he's the most, but, yeah, because he's clearly, like, just evil.
Yeah.
Whereas, you can understand Invoker's motivations, but he's still willing to slag the world to get what he wants, you know? So, it's well done, I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. There's not a lot of, like, choice in these areas. Like, it's not like there's a ton of Western animation that's coming out every day, and it's like, well, there's better things to, like, if you're remotely into this stuff, watch it.
Yeah.
It's definitely
it's worth it, yeah.
It's not like you have such a backlog of Western animation that you can go through and, so what if it's based on Dota? You don't need to know.
Yeah.
They explain everything. Okay! They really needed a recap video for Season 1, because there was a lot of, like, yeah, that did happen, didn't it? Right? Maybe?
Yeah, this is my issue. I always forget what's happened. That's why, like, I kind of only like watching shows after they're done, because then I can just breeze through all of it. Because when I have to go, like, months or even years between seasons or something, I'm always like, what happened? What's going on? Like, that's why I'm rewatching The Americans now, because David and I decided we were going to finally finish it, and I was like, crap, I barely remember anything. Like, I have 2 episodes left for season 1. I have barely recalled anything that's happened so far. Like, it happens, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. But, like, prior to it happening, I have no recollection of it. So I can't do it.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I remember things better, but yeah, like, I could have definitely used some sort of...
And I had to cut out what DJ said, because he said a very, very bad thing. Basically, he was just saying he needed a refresher.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't make that work, so
sorry.
I cut it out entirely.
Okay, well, love you.
Love you more.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a... It's a good show. It's worth seeing. I don't think there's too much else to say. Like, the animations are cool, the fights are cool. The plot...
Okay, we're back to Dota now. We're not on The Americans anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was saying I could use a refresher on Dota, because, like...
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, now I've confused myself. Yeah, but no, I completely agree. I could have used a refresher on Dota, too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there was so much. I remember he turned into a dragon. She used arrows and had a kitty. Marcy didn't talk and was super strong.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
That was about it.
That was about it. Yeah, all right. 3 out of 5 main characters, but whatever.
Okay, I remembered Invoker. I remembered his daughter had, like, cancer or whatever, and Selemene, the goddess, just let her die.
Yeah.
Who else is a main character?
Pod Girl.
Oh, yeah, the elf girl. I vaguely remembered her, and I remembered, what happened to her family. And yeah, that happened.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
So, with all that said, good show, would watch.
Again, yes.
So from there, yesterday, I mentioned that I hadn't seen Batman Returns. And I was told, oh, you need to see Batman Returns. In fact, we're going to watch it tonight because it's so good. You just have to see this Batman movie with Michelle Pfeiffer
as Catwoman,
and Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and Christopher Walken as Christopher Walken. So we watched it.
You and Robert got super high.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I support that. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
It's legal here, so it doesn't matter.
This is true. Yeah, I don't know. My understanding is you don't think it holds up.
Well, okay, so I saw it in, the 90s, the early 2000s, and I loved it. I was a kid. I hadn't seen it since we watched it on a VHS tape, back when I was a kid. And, it's not as good as I remember. The writing is dreadful. Whoever wrote that script, not so good. But, the acting...
Let me sell you rocket penguins.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. There were so many subplots that I just completely forgot, blocked from my mind. I don't know. But, the acting is amazing. If we could get that exact same cast and everything and just have a better script, it would have been amazing. It would have been a great movie. But it was a terrible script.
I think I noticed that.
So bad!
Yeah, it was pretty bad. What? Like what?
All of it.
Like all of it? Yeah. Oh no, it's the circus gang!
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I completely forgot about them.
Yeah. And
I forgot about Christopher Walken, dude. I remembered the Penguin and Catwoman. And I don't know, am I crazy, or was Batman barely in the movie?
No, he was barely in the movie.
Yeah, even Bruce Wayne was barely in the movie.
Yeah, this is a Bruce Wayne movie before it's a Batman movie, and it's barely a Bruce Wayne movie.
Yeah, no, it's a Catwoman, Penguin, Christopher Walken circus gang movie. Yeah. I feel like I saw the circus gang more than I saw Batman.
Well, that's because he just noped out of the first fight and didn't finish it.
This is true. He just walked away.
We never got closure on that. Yeah, David's right. I mean, I'm glad I watched it.
It's a thing you've seen
I've seen clips of it before, so seeing it end to end in my broken state was an experience. I'm still not sure I could tell you the exact plot of what occurred and in what order. I know that basically they try to make the Penguin the mayor, and then that, surprise, backfires because he's the Penguin.
Yeah, he's a little cray-cray.
Yeah, and there were rocket penguins. And those penguins weren't real. Those were just tiny people in penguin costumes at one point. And then there was just the mix of penguins because they couldn't get all the same kind of penguin because, shooting a scene with live penguins doesn't lead to oh, well, it's real easy just to get 55 emperor penguins on set. It was weird. It was really weird.
Catwoman had an interesting origin story.
She fell out of a window.
And then the cats ate her.
Or something.
Or licked her or something. And then she came back to life. And then I remember always hating her kissing Christopher Walken to try and, like, kill him with electricity. Like, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I
hated
forgot
that.
about that until just now. That was interesting. And then them committing to Catwoman has superpowers. She's got
9 lives.
She's legitimately got 9 lives because all the people involved in this looked at a Batman comic and then we're done. Just the cover. There was no reading of anything. And they're like, yeah, okay, I see what kind of costume she wears, so we can have her, craft that.
See, I didn't hate the costume as much as Robert did. Like,
it's weird that she stitches it together
herself. It's still
herself.
skin tight, whatever.
Yeah,
like, well, that's the thing. She ripped it apart from a previous outfit she had. It wasn't like it was already that bodysuit and then she just ripped it up and then restitched it back together. It was something else, and then she made it into that. But no, what? I wish she had just, like, pushed him, Christopher Walken, into the water and then used the... Your typing is, I don't know.
Sorry?
The shocker, the
taser.
The taser on him in the
Which
water.
some guy had threatened to use on her earlier.
Mm-hmm. So it had to come back. So yeah, anything. It would have been so much better. The kissing him and using the taser on her tongue and then grabbing the live wires was ridiculous.
In like a sort of circus act way.
No, circus acts are at least amusing. That was just dumb.
The way she did it was just super weird too. Like she didn't just. The whole thing was.
It was bad.
It was.
But Michelle Pfeiffer going meow and using that whip was still the best part of the movie. Even as a kid, I thought it was the best part, and as an adult, I think it's the best part. But I'm in love with Michelle Pfeiffer, so it makes sense. What do you think is the best part of the movie?
I'm doing that mental inventory now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have a lot of broken fragments to sift through. I had issues with Danny DeVito's mouth.
Yeah, you did. You thought he had a very big mouth. It was really cute, honey. That was your favorite part, huh? His big mouth?
Yeah, look, he's got a large mouth relative to his head.
Looks pretty normal to me, but okay, honey.
Pretty big.
You're not high anymore, so I think you're just weird now.
You could do an entire stack of pancakes all at once. Anyways, Now
I want pancakes.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I would say... God. The hearth?
The fireplace?
Kind of.
At Batman's place?
Yeah, that was fun.
What?
No.
Why?
I want legitimate good.
Yes.
Fine.
Like, the Michelle Pfeiffer whip scene was so good, you'd heard about it, and you knew that she did it in one take.
She did it in one take, but it's her wielding a whip. It's not like, oh, wow.
Yeah, but she cracked it. Like...
Yeah, but if you didn't know it was done in one take, you wouldn't even care. It's a good scene.
You could see that it was done in one take. It just went.
You might not obviously recognize that when you're watching it, though. It's not like when it's a 7-minute oneer and you're like, oh my god, that was all one take. It's like,
well, I still thought it was cool, whatever.
It was cool. I just, if you're like, hey, what's the best part of that movie? Recommend it for me.
Oh, no. Okay. That's the thing. Picking one scene to recommend something over. This movie doesn't have anything good enough for just that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it really
for
does.
Clue, I could be like anything.
Yeah.
Any of those scenes are good enough to get someone to watch it. But Batman Returns? Why are you asking this? Why are you asking a stupid question? You still have to tell me your favorite scene, though.
My favorite scene was... God, there's just so many to pick from. Christopher Walken's suit was pretty great.
Well, the guy doing the Christopher Walken accent was fun.
Yeah, the kid of Christopher Walken.
Completely forgot about him.
Yeah, who then had to try and do a Christopher Walken accent. God rest his heart. It was adorable.
I mean, it was pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
if I had only heard that guy, I would have been like, he's doing a Christopher Walken impression, because that's what he sounded like. So I think success on that guy's part.
Yeah. Gee, I really don't know. It was an experience. All of it was just so experienceable.
You're such a dork.
Rocket penguins.
Yeah,
And they were there for a while. Oh no, the penguins are coming. no one thought to put, like, I don't know, a waist-high fence up. Like...
They were just waddling along, very
yeah,
cute.
like, and then they got control of the penguins with the penguin control device, and then and Batman killed a lot of people. Oh my god, he put dynamite on that one person and kicked him down into the sewer. They're dead. That person's dead. That's probably my favorite part. There you go, when Batman just blew up a member of the circus gang.
I did think it was really stupid when that pretty blonde lady was on the side of the building, all tied up, and she was freaking out, and Batman was like, "Oh, don't move," and then, you know, Penguin did whatever to make her fall off the side of the building. I was like, literally all she has to do is bend forward, and she will land on the building, and she'll be fine. But instead, she's just going to stand there and let herself get pushed off because she's an idiot. And Batman's going to allow it because he's also an idiot. Like, her death did not need to happen if people weren't stupid.
I mean, if people weren't stupid, that movie didn't need to happen. The Penguin ran for mayor.
It was really stupid when they were like, you know, "Oh, Penguin's trying to find out who his parents are." And Bruce Wayne was like, "Oh, I hope he finds his parents." Wow, okay, yeah, the orphan cares. Wow. Like, it was dumb. I thought it was dumb.
The whole thing was...
It was so dumb. It was so dumb.
That was, every single scene is just cut to cut to cut of somebody wrote this.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up. I was very disappointed. I fell asleep near the end. But I wasn't feeling so great, so that's not...
That was also impressive, given that I was incredibly loud the entire time.
My tummy hurt, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're almost to the end of the narration, but I'm not sure.
You're not sure if we're at the end of the narration.
No, because it's doing
it's
it
just
in,
like that Batman movie that wouldn't end.
Oh my god.
It's
yeah, that
so
movie was
long.
like... It felt like it was 5 hours long.
Oh, yeah, to you? Want to guess how it felt to me?
10 hours long?
I feel like I spent a week on that movie. I just kept looking up. I'm like, it's still going. How many plot points have they added?
Okay, you kept laughing, though. You were enjoying it.
No,
Your
no,
high self was enjoying it.
I was literally in tears pretty much the entire time from laughter.
It's true. There were a lot of times when him and Robert were laughing so hard and, you know, laughing and talking that I was like, I can't even tell what's being said right now. And I couldn't read, like, I was reading what was on the screen, but I wasn't comprehending it because they were so loud, my brain just, I couldn't hear what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it happened to you.
I
You're
mean,
so
well, no,
full
just
of
like
it.
the whole thing was just, yeah, like, yeah sums up everything. That's the summary for the movie. Yeah, that happened. Someone sat down, wrote that, and thought that was acceptable to put on screen. And then people were upset when the next two Batmans weren't great. Like, I feel like we already had the trend downward.
Okay, so the next one was the one with Mr. Freeze, right?
I thought it was Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey next.
Oh, okay, Riddler and Two-Face.
And then it was, yeah.
And then it was Mr. Freeze.
I think so.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because Mr. Freeze was the one that had Robin and Batgirl, and that was the last one, wasn't it? Have you seen all of them?
It's Batman Forever, then Batman and Robin. Yes, I've seen all of them.
Batman Forever.
The Batman Forever is the Val Kilmer one, and then Batman and Robin is the George Clooney one.
George Clooney, yeah.
Michael Keaton looks like Tom Hanks.
Does he really?
I mean, he did in the movie as Bruce Wayne. Batman.
Guess I didn't see it. I don't know.
Bruce. I only yelled about it like 6 times.
Yeah, see, that's the thing when you're yelling. I can't always understand what you're saying. It's like when you're mumbling, it's the same thing.
Well,
yeah, no, that looks like Michael Keaton to me.
There were like angles like from the side.
I believe you.
I need a side angle.
I believe you.
It was weird when he ripped off the top of his mask.
Yeah, that was really dumb. Like, there should have been a way for him to just peel it off of his head or, like, pull it back like a hoodie or something.
I feel like that was production just being like, no, we just got you 400,000 penguins. We're not making the mask any different. Just rip it off.
I'm just saying, like, Alfred is not going to be happy having to redo those every single time he has to take one off.
You just don't take it off. There we go.
Batman Forever.
Yes, literally.
So Handsome Man just found some DLC for Wrath of the Righteous, and it's a dragon, but it's not Ivu, and I'm really depressed about it. And he still hasn't finished playing Wrath of the Righteous, and I'm almost done with my second playthrough.
Yeah.
I have more than lapped you, honey.
I'm aware of
I have almost double lapped you. I'll have finished it twice before you finish it once. I don't think I've ever crushed anything that hard before.
I mean, it's a good game. Like, especially if I lose rhythm on it, it's a rough game to like get back into because there's so many little things where you're like, wait, do I have to do this? Do I remember how to do that? But yeah, I do plan on finishing it. I'm hoping maybe this weekend.
2 lies later.
Whatever. Well, I mean, it's either that or work on the toilet. So there you go. I have to be.
Yeah, and you know, you've been saying that for a while too, you know?
I told you.
Look,
when
there's
we went,
another lie.
when
See?
we went to Hawaii that I would try to fix all this when I got back, and I will. So there.
There's the other line.
I understand
Love
that you
you.
don't believe me, and it's okay that you're wrong.
I'll be really happy when it happens. I was very happy when you fixed the holes in our ceiling in the bathrooms, so be very excited when the rest of the stuff gets fixed.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so those are... Did we watch anything else? You caught up on... what's it called? The Americans.
I have not caught up on the Americans.
Well,
I haven't finished season 1.
You started catching up on the Americans.
Yes.
And then, yeah, we didn't really watch much else because Hawaii.
Hawaii.
But have we watched anything since the last time we talked on this?
That's your job.
I finished the Expanse books, which are good.
Kind of.
I mean, if you're into sci-fi, it's not like you're especially harder sci-fi. It's not like you're flush for choice, and I might not be the first thing I recommend, but it's easy to get into. It's not too bad, but it's got low lows along with high highs. So you know, unfortunately, those lows can be quite low, but they wouldn't bug everybody. You know, it's some of it's just like there's certain styles that it really grates on me and it jumps out to me, whereas someone else might be like, oh, I didn't even notice. But it's okay because the rest of it makes up for it enough that I think it sticks the landing in the end. So, you know, I was happy. I don't know.
Now you just need to read Percy Jackson.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
That's all.
And that is the end of 4 Heavenly Beasts, day 37. I got 4 hours and 37 minutes of footage. I got a lot of colors done, actually. A lot more than I had expected. So, yeah. I just bonked myself in the face. The back looks ridiculous. But that's the usual for me. I want to continue, but it's really dark, and my eyes are kind of hurting. So, making the right call to just stop. That's a hair. I don't really have anything else to talk about, so like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. I'll see you guys next video.